whistles and bells. Behold, Mr. Nelson's art, hear what has to say from the very start. Beyond the end of the day, after latest fuck, what else is there? Admitting you're stuck, but Mr. Nelson don't care. Behold, Mr. Nelson don't care with the latest fuck. What else is there? Admitting you're stuck, but Mr. Nelson don't care. Watch Mr. Nelson don't care. Watch Mr. Nelson draw. Listen to him tell his tales and see what you saw. All whistles and bells. Behold, Mr. Nelson's art, hear what has to say from the very start. Beyond the end of the day, after latest fuck, what else is there? Admitting you're stuck, but Mr. Nelson don't care.
And here we are. So I just finished watching the newest version of Salem's Lot on Max, and it's not bad. It's not bad, and of course, it follows through the same plot points as the original miniseries that I remember from the days of yesteryear in my misbegotten youth. In that era, we now commonly refer to as the day. And I was kind of freaked out by it here and there, especially with the kid coming to the other kid's window and luring him out and all that. It's scary. But the main question that would be on anyone's mind, I assume, Baxo Jays does stuff. Hello there. Hello, Baxo Jays does stuff. So anyway, the one thing that anyone would be wondering about is the Three Stooges scene in this new version. No, it is not. They did a far more horrific dispatching of the young lad's parents in this one. And not to spoil anything, of course, other than, well, I mean, if you saw the original, or if you, I'm assuming these are both close to the book. I've never read the novel, or was it a novel or part of the short story collection? I don't even know that. But if you saw that, and you know what happens, and the two are very similar in that they don't change up a whole lot. I would have thought they would have. I mean, there's some, characters race swapped and that sort of thing. But for the most part, it doesn't really matter. But again, I didn't read the book. Maybe it was originally race swapped. I don't know. But the young boy that partners with the writer in the story, He's black in this version, and so, but the Three Stooges scene, again, not to spoil it, but then again, hey, what do vampires do? Well, that's what Barlow uh, does to take out the young man's parents. So some of it, there are some weaknesses to it. And part of the problem is in comparison with the original, the miniseries, is the miniseries just has all this extra time to develop things. Uh, One of the weaknesses is there's this, I guess he's the school principal, but he figures out it's vampires pretty quick. And I'm kind of, well, how is that? How is that? And they needed more of a narrative that, oh, he's experienced, he's seen something like this before. And a lot of things they have to go pretty quick. The writer comes back, the same background. His parents had died in a car crash when he was very young, and now all these years later, he comes back. This cute woman meets him and is quite taken with him, and all that stuff. But they run through that pretty quick, and their romance blossoms because they only got a couple of hours. They don't have several episodes to go through it. So that's always a strength that a series has, even a miniseries, over a film, is how to encapsulate all of that stuff. And they just couldn't. So I'm drawing Nosferatu here. Now, the Barlow vampire is, just inspired by Nosferatu. But of course, the Nosferatu version of the vampire has two very long front teeth. He doesn't have the usual fangs looking deal coming out, where the eye teeth usually are. And I assume that's, see, when you become a vampire, that's what happens. Your eye teeth, teeth, they get elongated, and oh boy, they get really long, and it aids you in the blood sucking you're going to do for all eternity until someone does you in with a stake in the heart or opens a window and the sunlight comes in, and that's it for you. So yeah, that's the weakness of elements like that. And then there's some development, obviously, of the Straker character as the main servant to the master. Yes, must serve the master. And not as impressive as in the show, but Barlow had a backup plan for that too. So, there's the typical creepy scenes as a series, which I think would have been a better idea. I think it, because the build up to it, yeah, people say vampires, what, and then you see one and it's like, oh, so this is all true, that kind of thing. It's not like, oh, I guess you're right, but it's the school principal and his scenes of realizing what's going on happens way too fast, in my opinion. There's a doctor who, of course, doesn't believe it, and then, getting attacked by one does, but then suddenly, immediately knows what to do about it. Things like that, but it's not as bad as with the principal just suddenly figures out about this. So yeah, I would have thought it would need some manner of a backstory as to what, how does he believe this? The kid is all into horror comic books and stuff, and he's got these models in his room of Dracula and the Mummy and all that. So he knows the lore, and when he starts seeing all this crap, well, there you go. Of course, the end of the original series kind of it shows Ben and Mark, the kid. They become professional vampire hunters and go around the world, and that sort of thing. Uh, it's I don't know if the intention was the spinoff from the miniseries to be an ongoing series, but you could do it with them. But after a while, it's like, well, okay, they're going to kill the vampires. Um, and Baxo Jays does stuff. That scene freaked me out too. Um, oh, with the kid coming to his window and everything as a vampire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was scary. Baxo Jays does stuff. It was a full length novel. Okay, so there we go. It wasn't a short story. Nodak123, hit the like button. Yes, yes, do it. Whether you're on Rumble or YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. You know why? Well, like buttons like to be hit. I know, but look, that's their thing. That's how they roll, and it does help out the channel, of course. So hit the like button. That's what, or you can just say, push the like button. I don't know if that's still kind of aggressive. Some people say lick the like button. I don't know. What, lick the screen? No, you just press it. It's a button. That's another thing. Buttons are meant to be pushed. Now it's I guess a virtual button, as it turns out. But I don't know where I'm going with this. So the actual vampire looks very Nosferatu-ish, and that was what was cool about Salem's Lot at the time. Back in the, I guess, late 70s, I think. Had never seen the Nosferatu version, which it's Dracula, until much later, maybe a picture or two or something like that. And then, eventually got to see the film. But that's really a creepy, monstrous looking thing. And the series in this one does have its own rules about how this works. Although I think the original story was true in this, that I don't know how you become the prime vampire, but that's the deal with Barlow. Was once if you killed him, you killed all of them. Although in this movie, they pretty much killed a lot of them before they got to him. But it just goes to show you there's got to be more out there. But this one doesn't end like that, like the original series does. So, I guess you could assume that Ben and Mark are going to keep hunting vampires. Because, well, Salem's Lot's kind of their superhero origin story. They've become an alternate version of Batman and Robin. The bat motif refers to the fact that they hunt vampires. See? Yeah, maybe not. So, and of course, the reveal of him is pretty much right off at the bat. You get a glimpse of him pretty quick. So it's not like his all in his full. Yeah, sort of all in his full glory is when he attacks Mark's parents. But a lot of the scene the setup is very, very similar to the original. I'm like, oh man, are they going to do this? They're going to do the Three Stooges, because in the original miniseries, which had a lot of, like I said, the creepy elements, the kid floating outside with the glowing eyes outside the kid's window at night, and all that stuff, and there was a lot of creepy elements of it as it's slowly becoming apparent something's wrong with the town, and it's because everybody's turning into vampires. And all that sort of stuff. But then finally you're getting close to the climax of it all. And the kid's parents get attacked. the vampire comes in, smashes through a window. There's nothing but a piece of cloth on the floor. Then slowly rises, and oh no, it's him. And instead of attacking the parents like vampires do, he just grabs them and bonks their heads together, and that kills them. It's just bong, you know. This was just, I think, look, you really need to rethink this and reshoot it. I And it's this, it is a very important scene for the kid, the character of the kid, because oh my god, he just murdered his parents. That's why the kid, I'm gonna kill you, and he runs off, and Barlow's like, what's his problem? In this version, you do hear Barlow speak. Um, Not a whole lot, but he does. Whereas in Salem's Lot, he just. But he had James Mason to handle all his affairs. You can't fight the master. Oh, you can't. So of course the scene pretty much goes as it did the original. The priest is there, but he's just not all that when it comes to priestly stuff. So he's got the cross, but well, you got to actually believe, which is another thing, is like everybody was able to really believe in it and use it against all the vampires that were attacking them and whatnot, even though most of them 5 seconds ago didn't believe much of any of that type of stuff. So would they? But the priest had a particular problem. I guess his faith had evaded him, and he was all sad and stuff. But one of the things that happens here that's different is you can have a crucifix, and a vampire is nearby when you have one, because the crucifix starts to glow like a lightsaber. And it was also, well, okay, I won't go into much of it, but it becomes a useful tool for them. So I guess that'll be part of the merch, this Halloween, make sure you get your glowing crosses, and maybe it's a stocking stuffer for Christmas, So that's that's Salem's Lot. So it's not bad. The ending is significantly different in how they handle a lot, and of course they had more effects toys to play with to spice it up a bit, and the end scenario takes place in a totally different place overall in it. And again, I didn't read the novel. Maybe this is closer to that. I don't know. But again, the bigger weaknesses is there's just not a lot of material there to you introduce the writer. He's had this tragic past, which ultimately goes to why there's a kinship between him and the boy, because kid in a much more fantastic way suffers the same problem that this guy did when he was his age, or probably a little younger, I guess, but nevertheless, you get the idea. Here's some more chats. Alan J. Mannix. Hey, Alan, draw the shit out of that shit, Doug. Well, that's what I'm doing. Though I'm not going to have any depicting any shit from Nosferatu. Look, his shit is bloody. It is. James Woods and Daniel Baldwin were decent vampire hunters in the movie Vampires. Yeah, that movie, it's kind of silly, but it's just fun. And, it'd be cool to see James Woods do a whole trilogy of vampire hunter movies. Nodak123, I'm glad they mostly quit that vampire lore of a vampire has to be invited into your house for it to enter. Seems like it would have been easy to keep one out of your house. Well, they don't quit it in this one. That is an element to it, but it also amounts to your willpower and faith and that sort of thing. So it works for some, but not others. And when it comes to Barlow, well, he's the Mac Daddy, and it's pretty powerful. Dominic, is that Diddy? Thankfully, no, but I get the point. No, all Nosferatu ever does is rip throats out, so not nearly as, but he does have this apparent hypnotic power to draw people to him to be a part of his freak out. So I don't know, maybe you're not far off. Other thing, yeah, but ultimately the main thing is the overall backstory and stuff. There's just not a lot of time in a movie to, good Lord, this one has had its better days. So, but it does give an interest. That's one of these things when you have an old Marks a lot, it gives some value that I can use. But don't I have another one? Jeez, I don't know. We're watching the final performance of this marker right here before you. Yeah. Anyway, so it's like the old Marston house, and there was a murder there and all this stuff, like it's cursed or what have you. And that almost sounds like something you could build upon if it were to continue in some vein of fashion. But probably not. And more for the, I keep calling him the writer. I think what was his name was Ben Meir or something like that. I think, yeah. So, but it's all very, you rush ahead to get them set up, and he meets the girl. She thinks he's cute, and they go out on dates, and then there's some guy who had a crush on her. He's not happy that this outsider, even though he was, raised in the town, but still he hadn't been there a while. So anyway, yeah, they make a thing of that, because right off the bat, one of the boys disappears. Or of course, he's been taken over to the vampire. Actually, Straker has to go and abduct him. That's really creepy on the part of Straker. He's really even more creepy. It's just he doesn't have that big of a role to play overall. But anyway, goes and gets one of the kids. So now they're like, oh no, a kid's missing. So they all do a search party and whatnot. And then there's this guy who just doesn't care for Ben Meir, and the principal tells him, well, word has it he's got a thing for damn it, I'm forgetting her name, but the cute girl that Ben Meir ends up with, and he's like, oh no, I gotta kill her because she's a vampire and all that sort of stuff. But you think, oh well, there's going to be this rivalry between the two, and nah. So it's like, hey, look, we don't have time for that. We got to keep it under 2 hours or whatever. So probably, I guess. But other than that, it's shot well and looks pretty good. And as vampire movies go, I do prefer vampires to be monsters, not romantic heroes, as they have been for quite some time. But I think that era is over. Rodak123 rips throats out. Was he in Roadhouse? Not yet. Dominic repeats his question. Is that Diddy? No, it's not. But well, I bet he wishes he had vampire powers now, doesn't he? I could turn into a cloud and sneak out the cell window or whatever. So Yeah, so basically, the verdict is not bad. So I will tape a review proper for the Nelson ratings on that shortly. And how about that? That'd be good. So there we go. Nosferatu. Now, the real Nosferatu, of course, is making a comeback with a new movie. I'm forgetting the director's name. I think he's the guy who did the Lighthouse, that sort of thing. Um, it looks cool. So hopefully it is. And looking forward to that. The problem is, it's not coming out in October, which would seem appropriate. Apparently, it says in the trailer, this Christmas. Yeah, I just okay. Ho 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 ho! You don't want Nosferatu coming to your house to put stuff in your stockings. Nosferatu. Yeah. So it's going to be a Nosferatu Halloween this year. Well, it'll be a Nosferatu Christmas. Yeah. But here came Salem's Lot with, I don't know, I guess it's his brother, Barlow. And Nosferatu. Yeah, Barlow, he's stupid. Went over there to that dumb town, Salem's Lot. The actual name of the town is Jerusalem's Lot. Yeah. But people just stopped saying the Jerusa part. Or no, the Jeru part, I guess. And it became Salem. Yeah. I guess like Salem sounds closer to, Salem from witch trials fame, which never really tried any witches. They just accused people of it, which is typical of the manner of that sort of thing. You want to get rid of somebody, just accuse them of witchcraft. That and sodomy. They would accuse people of that. Did they actually do any of that? Well, probably not. I don't like him no more. I'm just going to accuse him. That's it for you. But every now and then, who knows, And all of that, just the witchcraft would be some old home remedy and stuff like that. And you cast a spell. Then you had people who still believed in the pagan stuff left over from them their ancient times. Stuff like that. But by the time you get to Salem, I don't know. I mean, what was her name? Tituba or whatever she had. It was just, spooking the girls with a trick of, what'd she do? She cracked an egg into a glass of water or something, and and candlelight said you could see into the future and see the name of your future husband or some crap like that. I can't remember. Anyway, it all started there. And once the girls started realizing all they had to do was accuse somebody, and they got all this attention and power. That's kind of where it went. Then other people got in on it. And, hey, we can take down so-and-so and such. And then eventually you get to the actual wealthy class. And okay, game's over. Everybody out of the pool. That's how that goes. Roundabouts, anyway. All right. Whoops. There he is. Nosferatu. Excuse me, but would you have a pint of blood? Let's see. Baxo Jays does stuff. That came together fast. Looks great. Why, thank you. So the original Dracula supposedly can mind control women. So does that mean he can also mind control gay guys, or is it a pheromones thing? I don't know. I guess it just depends on how much he wants the blood and if some guy is around. That's what he's got to do. Plus, I think they also eat animals. Yeah, there's that. Baxo J says stuff. Nothing like vampires for Christmas season. Yeah, I know. I mean, is Krampus kind of vampiric? I don't know. He looks more demonic. But then again, so do vampires. So anyway, Nodak123 would be an interesting gaydar. Tries it on some guy who's been married 25 years. The guy never knew until Dracula has let him know that the guy is actually gay. Funny concept. Yeah, but then he can always say, hey, look, it was mind control. Wasn't me. It was him. Yeah. And he just wanted the blood. Just the blood. Something like that. Anyway, that's Nosferatu. So let's move on to other things. More earthly. So let's see. I saved some images. Yeah, these two. I'm looking at an image. Maybe I should go to close that. Yeah. Goodbye. Oh, wait, no, that's yeah. I'll get my reference photos set up here momentarily. Yeah. These are really terrible parents that I covered on Pat's show in a story where I think these are the ones who just didn't care about their kids. And, or no, these are the ones that tried to sell their baby for a 6-pack and I think like $1,000, something like that. And some weirdo said, hey, can I buy your kids? Baxo Jays does stuff. Okay, Mr. Nelson, I had better get some sleep. Thanks for a fun stream. Well, you're welcome, and have a good night. All right, let's see here. I wonder if I do it like this. That way I can still see the chat. Yes. Yes. All right. More or less. So we'll start with what's her name. I can't remember her name. It doesn't really matter. And who cares? She's a terrible person. Did this to her child for a 6-pack and $1,000. Yeah. Pretty stupid. They were in a camper park, I guess. Not even really a trailer park, just kind of a rest area where people can park their camper trailers. It's not meant to be a place where you make your home, but when you really haven't gotten your shizniz together, I guess that's where you go. So apparently, I recall she was complaining that something had to give because it's hard to take care of 3 dogs and a baby. So, oh man. And well, hey, the guy offered us a 6-pack of beer. It was a confusing story. There were details of they gave up the kid to some guy for some beer just to take care of for the night or something. And guy didn't know how to deal with a baby. And they get the kid back and his diaper's full and all that. Oh, he stinks like poo. Yeah, they do that. Well, just go to the party. No, he doesn't know how to do that yet. He's an infant. Huh? So, I don't know. Just when you think, golly, somebody dumped their baby in a trash can, which happened recently again. And unfortunately, the child did not survive. You don't want the baby. All right, but go to the hospital. Don't dump them in a garbage or a toilet. but couldn't be bothered, And it's not like, okay, you made a mistake. All right. No, there's really no coming back from that. I don't think. It's a certain ranking on the crimes one can commit and have the potential for redemption, and coming back and becoming a productive citizen in society. Well, not when you do that. Not when you're hurt an infant, a child, and all that. That's going to be virtually impossible to forgive. God, I'm not doing a good job here. She looks even more human here than in the original picture. She just looks dead in the eyes, which probably is the case. Because something wrong with you. But no excuse. It might explain things to a point. But explanations are not excuses. They're just explanations. Yes, 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 it is. I got a few more. Eric Nagel, good work. Well, thank you, Eric. E-Rock. Well, E-Rock's here. Yeah, drawing this disgusting creature who decided to sell her child for a 6-pack and $1,000. That was also part of the deal. Fortunately, they got caught, and the article didn't really go into much detail. I'm assuming the guy who bought it, but then someone else, I can't remember. I think it was the landlord of the park or whatever, got wind of this, called the police, and these idiots said, "Well, we were just setting up an adoption." And it's like, yeah, that's not how that goes. Of course, hey, let's say it's all on the up and up, and this guy who wanted to purchase the infant, he's just always wanted to be a father, and he saw this couple were idiots, and really the child needed a better home than what they could provide, and that's how it was going to go. But the problem is they didn't pay the racket, the bureaucracy and whatnot. They thought they could do this themselves, and well, sometimes you see there's reasons for that. Some guy says, "Look, you give me that baby of yours, I'll pay you $1,000 and even throw in a 6-pack." Oh, 6-pack? Oh yeah. Wow. So that's how that works. Yes. So that's what they did. So now her Prince Charming, whom I'm assuming is the father. I don't know. We don't have Maury Povich anymore. He doesn't do that show anymore, right? I mean, I don't know. Seems like somebody else would take it over. You know? And you are the baby's father. That kind of thing. Someone needs to. So they can, and, when the guy finds out, yeah, you really are the baby. So I knew it. I told you, and all that stuff. And she can really stick it to him. And he's like, damn. Then other times, nope, you're not. I told you, she's a slut. Yeah. So it's a bit of a game show with a small child's life in the balance. But at that point, no one really seems to care about that. Hey, it's for the show. Jeez. Yes. What a world, what a world. Is it any wonder things go south? Yeah. So I don't know. Is it possible that the six pack is what really sealed the deal? But it's like, but like the girl said, they have three dogs, and something had to give. And the guy didn't want to buy one of the dogs, so like, well, all right. That's one of those things where you got people who refer to their pets as, their children. And I get it. You love your pet. Sure. That is not your child. It is the child of some other animal. It's like, what are you still doing caring for it? They're supposed to be out hunting varmints and all that. See, that's the thing about pets and domesticated animals. When they're domesticated, it's actually infantilizing them. That's what I know. Not going to give up my pets, but that's the deal. They kind of you become, the new parents, and they just stay like a dumb child for the rest of their lives. But all that going on in the human population, isn't there? Yeah. And I speak as someone who was a man child himself. Yeah. It's all very sad and shameful. But being ashamed of it is part of the way of solving the problem. Oh, wait, I kind of did this wrong. He has a chin, but geez, that really. This is the thing. I'm looking at the two of them, and are they like cousins or something? Could it be one of those situations? I mean, why am I even asking? Of course it could. I just don't know that it is. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of in the lips too. They're very similar. Jeez. You see this? That's the thing about some of these articles that I'll do, uh, either for my own podcast or Pat's show. There's a lot of details that just aren't there, and I mean, you what happened to the guy who wanted to buy a baby? That you got to think. Oh no, that's he's one of those people, right? I mean, maybe he shouldn't be around schoolyards and all that. But the main story was, well, these two got busted. And, well, yeah. And their defense was, we were giving it up for adoption. Yeah. I don't know. Will that excuse fly? I just wanted a six pack. I mean, goddamn, what you got to do to get a six pack these days? Sell your kid? Well, we had three dogs. Something had to give. Oh, well, in that case, you're free to go. No deck. Let me see. Let me get in here. No deck 123. Did they at least say what type of beer it was? No. You see, that's part of the good point, No deck. No, a lot of details are left out. And it's troubling. No deck 123. People don't need Mari anymore. Everyone can just 23 and me it. Oh yeah. But where are the theatrics in that? It wasn't. Look, it was a good idea for a show. Trashy, probably wrong on so many levels, sure. But did it work? Well, for quite a while, yeah. And then, what are we doing to ourselves showcasing all of this? My God, the detrimental effects this has on society. Well, society already had it. Otherwise, they couldn't do a show on it. I'm sure it doesn't do any better for, I don't know, someone to, well, why should I even try? I mean, look how the world is, I guess. Oh, I don't care what your excuses are. You're still responsible for your actions. So I don't know. How long do you think they'll get, if any? You know, 6 pack. And don't forget the $1,000. Yeah, that's true. What could they buy with 1,000? You know, a couple of more 6 packs. Uh, they can stay in the camper park a little bit longer. Well, they will be living rent free for a little while now. But that's the thing. You think, oh, she's just kind of stupid and not really in charge here. That he is, or something like that. But now she's the one who said, "Hey, look, we got 3 dogs." Something had to give. Yeah. So, and I'm not. I mean, how does this conversation even start? You know, the guy's like, "Hey, look, how much for that kid?" And then she's like, "I thought you'd never ask." So, and that's the one thing I can say about Salem's Lot. They didn't have, for all the vampires and the bad guys in that one, they didn't sell kids. I mean, they killed them and turned them into vampires, but they didn't sell them. You know, so take that, trailer trash. And I don't care what your circumstances are. You do crap like this, fuck you. I think that's probably a standard, you know. And, I don't know. I just maybe I didn't think this through. Oh, I mean, I don't even know if the baby really mine because you know I pulled out. You know, I did. And again, jeez, I think they are related. Man, and again, still no excuse, but it does explain some things. Well, I mean, not entirely. I mean, I guess if you know what was their parentage, you know, were they both your mother and father and uncle and aunt, that kind of thing? Whoops, not a good idea. There's reasons for that. I mean, sure, it's sinful, but it's also science. And you got to get some other genes mingled with yours, not the same ones. Uh, huh. You know, sometimes I do these and I just can't stand it. It's so bad. Here, I mean, it's not exact, but geez, it's pretty good. It's too bad it's these miserable creeps, you know. Now there was another story of oh no, there was two others. Yeah, there was this whole family that just did nothing while this, and they were taking the aid money for the kid who had problems and just basically bilking that and let the kid starve to death. And, you know, it was pretty disgusting. But it wasn't just them. It was like the guy who handled their benefits and stuff. I guess he was getting a kickback off of it. I don't know. It went on, and the whole damn family, the grandfather, and aunts and uncles, and just nobody gave a shit. And they finally took the kid to the hospital and said, "Hey, something's wrong with him." And the doctors look at it. Yeah, that's called being dead. He was already dead. The bones were sticking out of his skin and everything. I mean, what the hell, you know? Then there was another couple. They just didn't really give a rat's ass, but I guess the kids were fed. They just hadn't had a bath and were covered in their own feces, running around naked outside. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing, it looks like. So someone said, "Hey, look." And that was another one where it wasn't complete on the deal. The police saw this kid running around through the street covered in his own feces and butt naked and all that. And the police officer said, "Oh, I know that kid." And, knew where his. And there again, I keep stumbling on it. That article also, and even the article acknowledged it, it wasn't clear if the couple was the child's parents. And I'm like, what? And it's just like, oh, yeah, that kid, I know where he lives. And it's like, yeah. And where they found another kid in the backyard, naked and covered in feces too. It was a common thing there. The couple were not naked nor covered in feces, but wouldn't have been shocked if they were. They have to have been the parents, unless, I don't know, did they have $1,000 in a 6-pack to buy those kids? I don't know. So that was a bad one, but really the worst one was the family that just exploited this kid for the benefits. And they had the stuff. They had all this baby food, free stuff that was sent to them, and they just didn't bother to feed the kid. There was just like stacks of it in the house. It's just, I don't know. Like, just evil. So, yeah, lovely stories. But I will not be drawing them because as bad as what these two did, or almost did, rather, they got caught before it went any further. I don't know, they just look weird. Not that the others were any prizes either, but that's just too damn evil. So there you go. There's those two. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I read that one. Nodak123. A sad look in the police station evidence locker. A baby laying on $1,000 next to a 6-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yeah, that's not how it went, but it could have. Nodak123 looks a bit like Matthew Lillard as Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the girl who played Velma looked better than that. So. But yeah, he could make a good Shaggy. Too bad he was selling his son. Nodak123. Sorry, officer. Our kids just really love the show Naked and Afraid. They're role playing. That could have been an excuse. But look, they're stupid. They really could. They didn't think of that. And boy, did they look stupid. All right, I guess. Oh, wait, I know. One more I could do. Here, we can do one for Dabbleverse or Toverse, as it were. A slam piece. I did one little sketch, but here I actually have. Well, wait, let me put this in my Photoshop so that I can keep an eye on the chat as I draw this one. But a portrait Oh, Slam Peas. Yes. I don't know. Sooner or later, I'll have to do another Doodleverse thing on Toe. Why, it could be anything. Okay. So, yeah, boy, that progressed really quick, wasn't it? I mean, April was out the door, and then all of a sudden he's like, I've met someone. And this is according to the experts on the toe that they'd had a relationship before, but for whatever reason, it didn't stick. And then the toe got with April, and she became the co-host. And then the toe decided, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we were friends with Law Tuber Nick Ricada, and we could leech off of his audience, maybe. And well, one thing led to another. You know the deal. And turns out it was not a good idea for the marriage. But then again, marriage would have fallen apart on its own. So maybe in the end, it's a win for the toe. Huh? So that's the deal. So now Slam Piece gets to come back. I don't know why. I just, but it must really be love. You know, she must really love the toe. Loving the toe. See, that could be her tell-all book. Once all is said and done and everything. Loving the toe. You know. But it's why, I mean, one wonders, because April was really, really pretty. Um, Certainly, in comparison, it's like how does someone like Aaron land that? Well, he was this big radio guy, so she thought, and this seemed impressive. And there you go. It takes, and then you find out the truth. But now you're in the deal. Uh-oh. And then eventually it's all over. That's essentially what happened. Yeah. Now keep in mind, this is exaggerated caricature, you understand. Nobody has a mouth like that. Probably a perfectly nice lady, but she wants to be with Aaron in spite of it all. But these things happen. Jeez, my original drawing was much better. See, well, that's what I'm telling you. Let's start over. um, Damn, I should have quit while I was ahead with the baby sellers and Nosferatu. Um, but I'm a professional. Just maybe out of memory. That's what we'll do. She does have a prominent chin. I did notice that. So, but I don't know. You know, is there like a long history? Was she just never got over him? And then she saw her chance. And Aaron's like, I can't be alone. So I don't know. You think she'll be co-hosting the show? Uh-huh. He didn't want people doxing her, despite ranting about only crybabies worry about doxing or something. I believe referred to it as shit happens. Yes. Well, there's not wrong about that. But would she ever do to you? So that would be the point. But that's pretty quick after a marriage. I would think. But I don't know. Then again, life is short. So you probably got to think about that too and figure, oh, well, guess it's just you and me now. And go with that. Damn it. I did a better job on the other one. Jeez. I mean, the one I should have just. Where did I put that thing? Maybe I just copied that. This is terrible. I'll put the hair in. Hi, I manage the steel toe production. It's too bad about the lawsuit and stuff because didn't know who Slam Piece was. That's the nickname you picked for. You get to be Slam Piece. But I didn't know. So in the super tips of the AI, you had your choice of certain female characters. Of course, it couldn't be April or what's the other wife's name? Is it Audrey or something? Well, third party, we'll say. And so I would use Mama June to say I can no longer remain silent. I am Slam P. That was fun. Then moved on to what's her name, Reverend something or other. Yeah, she was a good candidate. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna suck if he has to get rid of quite a few of those because man, they're good. Then again, I mean, when you broadcast stuff out in the public, I don't know. There's a certain fair use and parody and all that, and believability that it's actually you saying what's being said by a crappy AI voice. Come on. Who's going to fall for that? But perhaps the court will think otherwise. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. It's like, I heard you say this. Where'd you hear that? Oh, nobody likes onions. Well, well, I guess that's as good as it gets. So I apologize, Miss Peace. I'm just not at my best. And I can't even blame being sick because I don't feel bad like I did last night. Last night was god awful. So gotta get back in shape. No, I never get in shape, but gotta be able to function because I gotta go to work tonight. And right tonight, yeah, it's Friday morning, so Friday night, gotta go back to the adventure and the excitement. So as I understand it, watch when I go to work, I'll find out, oh, Doug, we can't give you the vacations, this, that, and the other. And like, oh, God. But the main thing of it is if I could take the time to head over to Chattanooga, hang out with Pat, and do the show right there in the same room. Imagine that. And that sort of thing. Uh, well, it'd be great, but oh, God, it's not easy. And uh, he, the best way to do it would be to just drive it, but don't really trust my old truck to. It's good for putting around here, but for that amount of time, well. Plus, while I'm freed up for 2 weeks, 2 weeks, I can have that looked at, So that, just rent a vehicle. So I could do that. Then there's the thing about my medication. So do I want to take them all and do it there at Pat's house or apartment, I guess? But it's doable, I think. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, I think that's the deal. Can't do it immediately. Could possibly, like Thursday, maybe like Thursday night, just take off, and be there sometime in the morning hours of Friday. I think I could do it. Maybe a little later. I mean, you never know, the traffic and whatnot. And then be back, I don't know, the following Tuesday, I suppose. Or maybe, well, yeah, I guess. Something like that. And that's what I'm thinking now. And, well, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to drive all the way to Chattanooga, Tennessee? Of course, that would mean no Nelson videos for a while. The thing about it is there was a mess up with miscommunication with getting the vacation in the first place. It was supposed to have happened much sooner. By the time we got into hurricane time, I just quit putting in for a while because I didn't want to do that for because you never know if they have to evacuate the area, and I want to take care of the property and all that stuff that's going on. And I'm away for that. If I knew I just wasn't going at all, then okay, I could take it anyway. But at least have a lot of time in advance to figure this out and that. Well, that's not the case now. So, okay, well, it's just what happened. It's really no one's fault. It's probably. Well, it's the computer's fault. That's what it is. The damn thing didn't work. Of course, it doesn't work for me. Work for everybody else. But these things happen, and by things, shit luck, Oh, blah 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 blah. Let me go ahead and check. I'm done looking at the picture. Melton guest. Geez. A Thompson. Hey Thompson. Hey Doug. Hey Thompson. Nodak 123. It's crazy. I hasn't even. I guess you mean it hasn't even been a year since Aaron and April went to Vegas for that Vikings game. Oh wow. I didn't even know they had done that. I'm not up completely on the saga of Steel Toe. Just, all the scandalous stuff. So, Nodak123, Melton guessed by the end of the year. I think that it won't happen until the court dates are all done. First quarter 2025 would be my guess when she will come on the show and be the co-host. Yeah, probably. Nodak123, unless he finds someone younger and dumber. Okay. Nodak123, Ashley. Oh, third party. Okay, so wow, he likes the A's. Nodak123, Ashley, April, Ann. The triple A of Steel Toe. Something about that. Nodak123, it's okay, Doug. You are forgiven. Oh, for messing up the drawing or whatever. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, you can just fly to Bangkok. Yeah. But I don't think so. Nodak123, couldn't you take the Chattanooga Choo Choo? Yeah. That's not an option. Although it probably is. I don't know. They change things around. I think there is like Amtrak. Oh, jeez. Now, the best option is to drive it myself because then I can control all my stuff. No, not contraband. Well, I guess I have a prescription. Jeez. Ink failing you right there in front of God and everybody. And it's still, well, then Photoshop will have to figure this one out, I guess. Why am I even bothering? Why do I even try? Well, what else you gotta do? Yeah. You gotta try. All right. We do her hair. She has a big mane of raven black hair, prominent chin. Yeah. And maybe they go back a ways, I mean, did they know each other in like high school or something? And she, just from that moment on, she developed a special crush on this guy and just can't get over it, And so, in spite of everything, now he will see that I was the one meant for him and all that, Yes. But maybe she just, once she gets to see the real deal, because is she living with him now? Is that the deal? I mean, I don't know. I guess Melton would know. I can't keep up with all this crap, but if that's the case, then she's got to have a much better view of the toe. But I think you see the real toe in those clips of him in the hearing, Man, that was not a happy camper. And I understand. I mean, your fate is being decided by someone in a black robe. But it's not a thrill, Okay. I guess that's it for chat for the moment. I will erase this. And then, I don't know, but I don't know if it's necessary to color these just yet. I don't really have any purpose for it other than as a portrait. And should I need it for a comic strip of Dabbleverse characters. Yeah. So we'll store that for later. And then we'll take a break with some Flash Gordon, Superman, and Nelson news from way back in 2022. hence the crawler talking about COVID or something. I forget. And then I'll have the Photoshop deal set up, and I'll put color to the undead, which seems odd. His face and everything, but basically put some red to it. That's all I'll need to do. No Deck 123. Aaron seems like someone that has a few holes in his drywall from his pent up rage. Yeah. Sooner or later, one day, it will boil over. Because Melton just has to eat him up inside. Oh, geez. But, we know the guy's a messed up a-hole. It's just like, what he needs to do, limit, if he just really enjoys podcasting just for fun, I understand that. But he needs to go get a real job and concentrate on his children. But that would take time from himself. So odds are won't happen. So yeah, that's I think that's the problem. Yeah. All right. We'll take a break, setting up my scanner to scan Nosferatu in, and then we'll come back as I color Nosferatu in Photoshop. I'll see you then.
Flash Gordon in Space Soldiers Conquer the Universe. Look, I'm a soldier and I'm ready for war, but peeing on the enemy just doesn't sound honorable to me.
Over the source of the purple death. They must destroy them.
No. You'll pee on them and like it.
Careful, Flash, they're turning for an attack.
Break out the raincoats. Don't look at me or I can't go.
Burn them to a cinder.
I told you not to look at
They
me.
missed us with the heat ray. I think you scored a hit.
What are you flapping your gums about?
Another charge.
Well, off the beans, Joe. God damn it, you cut another one and you walk the plank! Flash Gordon in Space Soldiers Conquer the Universe.
Oh, that's great. Bullets bouncing off the robot into the crowd, slaughtering everyone in the street. Yeah, great job.
Guns are never the answer.
None of the other guns work, but mine's gonna be the one that does, damn it, because Mom told me I was special. Come on, man, if them machine guns couldn't do the job, what makes you think your pea shooter will?
Ah, now to stuff my ass with bright, shiny things.
Now you wait here. I'll phone this in.
No man's gonna tell me what to do. Dead straight.
Oh, ain't nothing straight about you.
What?
Pearls tickle.
Holy crap, she's trying to climb up inside that robot's ass.
Yes, I'll give you the details later, Chief.
So you called him up just to tell him you'd call him later.
Lois.
Oh, they never learn.
This is a job for Superman.
It was a job for Superman 5 minutes ago.
Ah, that's better. I just don't feel right until I'm in my blue pantyhose.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
There's everything wrong with it. Whoa, what the hell? All of a sudden he's Linda Blair. Now, that's just his x-ray vision.
Oh, now that's terrible.
No, it ain't. No, get off. I don't swing that way. What the hell? Someone's humping my robot. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, the robot. Ow, 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 ow. Shut up and get back in my ass. Well, it's about damn time. Just where you been, young man? Well, that's about right. Out carousing all night and bringing home strange women.
What a story this is going to make.
Yeah, you might want to keep the story of you being dropped out of a robot's ass to yourself.
What have you done with the jewels?
You'll read about it in tomorrow's paper.
But I don't have a subscription. Oh, man, he's going for her titties.
Oh, man, now stop that. Come on.
I ain't doing it. Oh, geez, what a mess. I'm all tangled up. Well, I'll just rip my way out of it. Of course, it'll cut off power to hospitals and people could die, but I gotta save Lois. This is a Nelson News Bulletin. Florida woman busted for candy cane attack. Hello, I'm Mr. Nelson. In the dark days of quarantine, a Florida woman brought a little holiday spirit into her home by allegedly battering a male victim with a candy cane. Christina ZQ, or CQ, I don't know, 35, got into an argument early Saturday morning with the victim inside a Clearwater residence. The couple quarreled about Christina's daughter, who was not alive. The dispute turned violent when ZQ stabbed the victim in the arm with a pin, causing him to depart the home. ZQ, or Quee, then allegedly chased the man into the front yard and tossed a brick, which missed the fleeing target. Zequi, I guess, I don't know, then threw a candy cane at the victim's left arm, causing bruising and swelling to his elbow. Zequi was arrested on felony battery and aggravated assault charges since she has a prior conviction for battery on a law enforcement officer. Her rap sheet includes convictions for theft, cocaine possession, prostitution, passing a bad check, probation violation, theft, and battery. This has been a Nelson News Bulletin.
Well, that was delightful, wasn't it? Yes. I don't know whatever became of Miss Zequi. So, here he is in the Photoshop. So, I've already done a few things here. Got the bottom kind of fading away. Yeah, well, how do you improve on this? Well, this is how. Put that there. We don't need that. When in doubt, black it out. Yeah. Okay. Oops. And this is another one of those things. See how it favors that? That's always the case with me. There's probably something wrong. I'm kidding. That's silly talk. I'm perfect. Here we go. See? Now, do you see? Do you? All right. I don't know. Wasn't going to give him a unibrow. Although, I don't know. Maybe he would have a unibrow. All right, and then we just get rid of that mistake. No one must know of the mistake I made. Oops. Well, they're all going to know. I'm live streaming the whole damn thing. So much easier to do when no one's watching. All right. There, his head's more round. Would be bad if he was one of those guys who's got a weird shaped head. And no one would know except he lost all his hair. So then now everyone knows. Damn. All right. So I'm going to go with yellow eyes, but a touch of red. Oh, yes. Yes. Same thing as before. Yeah. There you are. All right, maybe a little brighter. Yeah, maybe something of that nature. And to add to his bloody vampire eyes, he's got Nosferatu eyes. He's a monster. He's demonic. He knows just how to, I don't know, gut you or whatever. But yeah, he's got Nosferatu eyes. But it's his lesser known brother, Barlow. Or no, this is Nosferatu. Yeah, I didn't draw Barlow. Barlow had a similar outfit, but a little different. Now, in the original, he just had a black cloak, a robe, I guess. I don't know. That was it. But, he's like, what do I care? I don't need to know the latest fashions and all that crap. I'm a creature of the night. And shit like that, Deal with it. You got a problem with that? Tough. That's basically his attitude. I know. I'm a professional. There we go. He's like, hey, what goes good with black? How about some red? Some dark blood red. So, yeah, the guy who played Straker in the movie looked somewhat familiar, but I can't place it. But, yeah, he's no James Mason. It's too bad they couldn't hire someone who could do James Mason. You can't defeat the master. Oh, the master has plans for you. Yes, he does. Oh, don't scream. What are you so upset about? You're going to be a part of the master. Yes. And that's another thing, the Three Stooges scene. Yeah, there's no standoff between Straker and the priest. Yeah. There's one between the priest and Nosferatu, or Barlow, rather. But, yeah, Yeah. There's a reason for it, but again, there was just no way they were going to do the Three Stooges maneuver. I'm a powerful vampire. I've lived for centuries. Let's see. How do I dispatch these two? I know. I'll bang their heads together. I mean, look, it gets boring in the castle, and all that. And what are you going to do but watch a bunch of old Three Stooges films? It's the only joy in life I get besides, all the murder. So, yeah, that's what I do with my time. And there you have it. The master explains himself, though he really doesn't have to. But he did. You should be grateful. Grateful. The master acknowledged you. Yes. Yes. Damn it. Oh, I made a mess. Oh. Yeah, he makes quite a few messes in the movie, But that's what he had Straker for, to clean up, You get your mopping bucket. Fix that. I don't want to see that refuse on the floor. Okay, now for a delightful color for the cloak, I suppose. I don't really know. Can't say I'm too concerned, but might as well. I mean, we're here. There we go. Yeah. So I'm sure the novel went into more detail about Barlow's past and everything. Just how old was he? And one has to wonder, how do you become top vampire, Since the other vampires were just completely and utterly in the thrall of Barlow. And once he was dead, they were done. Although, again, that wasn't necessary since most of them get dispatched forthwith. So, I don't know. Is it just because he survived so long? Maybe. It's not clear. So I think because of the lore and myths, I think a lot of depictions is Lilith is the queen of vampires, and that she basically is like the origin point for them and all that. If you don't know, it's an apocryphal story about that before Eve, Adam had another wife named Lilith. But she wanted to bang Adam on top, and that was considered nasty by in the face of God or whatever. So she spoke God's name, which was forbidden, I think, is how the story goes. And left Eden to go get it on with demons and crap like that. But as a result, she could never have children of her own, and the idea was that infant deaths was because of her curse, and she would come in and kill your children and all that sort of crap. Not a nice lady, It's like, geez, it's been what, millions of years? Get over it already. But apocryphal, you understand, meaning they ultimately decided we're not going to include that in the overall biblical narrative because that sounds like bullshit, But who the hell knows? You know. So it's just adds to the yeah. Adam had to deal with the ex-wife. Oh, jeez. Of course, up at that point, he hadn't violated the big rule about the tree of knowledge and all that. So, oh, did I not do the thing? Oh, I didn't. Jeez, look at that. So anyway, like when you're wanting to do your vampire story, you can put Lilith in there. And I guess some of the stories people have done about Dracula is that I guess Lilith is the one who turned him first or some crap like that. But then, like, he was a boss vampire, you know? So there, you know, it's the question stands: how do you become a boss vampire? Yes, quite. I don't know. But apparently Barlow did. You know, probably again learned it from his much more capable older brother Nosferatu. You know, I really thought this would have more of a yellowish tech color to it. But it's green. It happens. But I'm not changing it. I'm going to keep it right there. Yeah. 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 So look at that. Yeah, look at me. I'm Nosferatu. Nosferatu. All right. So now we got to pretty much bloody up his face because he's been chowing down, you know, and he might be a little embarrassed that you caught him in the midst of his meal, yeah. Not that I would give him his been caught pooping face, you know. You dare interrupt me in my most private of moments? Whoops, wrong stall. Ooh. Yeah, that's the thing about Nosferatu is he basically has these sharpened buck teeth. Yeah. Yeah. But it does make more sense because a lot of times, sometimes I didn't really pay that much attention to see how they, because, you know, you see the marks on the neck of the victims here. And a lot of times in the vampire movies and whatnot, they don't really appear to be in the position they would be for the teeth in the usual position in the vampire's mouth. So, but for the lineup of the wounds, typically the Nosferatu position tends to fit. It just looks kind of silly and stupid to some degree, but but then, you know, you see him and he's really bizarre looking, and I mean, still kind of silly. In you know, he's creeping around in the silent movie, you know, and just, but still, you don't want him walking into your bedroom, you know. But that's what he does. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes, Oh, you're awake. Oh, I was just making sure everything was fine. Yes, yes. Oh dear, I've made another mess. Striker, clean this crap up. Yes, master. Yeah. That's another thing. There's always the servant and everything. And it's like, well, is it usually the promise that, I'll make you immortal one day, but I need you to do work for me in the daytime because, yeah, I can't do that shit. You know the deal? Yes, master. Yeah. Yeah, great. So, you take care of that while I nap in the coffin. And that's the deal. But eventually, I'll find some other idiot. But all right, I'm going to take a chunk out of you and you'll turn into a vampire and live forever. Tra, 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 tra. There, you happy? Okay. That's what you get. You don't get the golden watch or anything. I don't know. Maybe you do. I mean, he's probably got some gold. He's been around a while, so he's going to know where some shit's buried. So there's a lot of incentives to work for Nosferatu. All right. I think that's pretty much him. I'll have to think up some background for him to. Well, main thing you could do, I could do, is do the old clouds thing. That's too damn red because I was too lazy to kind of take that out. And then, put it behind him for one thing. Oh, come on, jeez. There we go. Oh, it's so dark. But that's how Nosferatu likes it. Yes, yes. For in the dark, I can strike. Poke, poke, gobble, gobble, gobble. Now you're a vampire. Dun-dun-dun. Okay. And then let me do that again. Do it again. Give him some clouds. Give him some clouds. Again. Okay. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. These days, my hand goes numb as oops, that's not right. Work on this. And I suppose it should be disturbing. Dun, 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 dun. Good evening. I'll be your host for tonight. You may call me Master? No, that's too weird. I really don't like it when he says that. I am Nosferatu. Damn it, come on, cut the crap. There, now. There, it's kind of floating around behind him and all that.
Hey. Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, my hand is completely asleep. Jeez Louise. That's embarrassing. Ugh. Let's see. I guess this will do. Maybe a little bit bigger. So he's like, no, it's a lightning bolt. And then so it's smaller one. Oh no. And then ultra glue. Well, maybe a blue hue. Hue, 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 hue. You gotta put the hue to it. Hue, 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 hue. Maybe a little too much. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I didn't clear this bit of white. That's embarrassing when you have a bit of white right below your armpit. Damn you. You humiliated me. Yeah, well, relax. It's not the end of the world. Let's see here. Duplicate. Bloop. And then kinda, sorta. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. All right. How about that? How about that? Sounds like a baby asking daddy, how about that? What about him? Okay. Oh, excuse me. Nosferatu. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's supper with me. I look forward to doing it again. Yeah, Nosferatu. All right. Let me see if there was any more in the chat. Chattanooga. No deck 123. Oops, sorry. Is that a jack-o'-lantern's greater than a boot? I guess. No deck 123. Vampire Eyes. They're watching you. My favorite Hall and Oates song. Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. No deck 123 looks great. No deck 123. Accountants don't work at night. Oh, okay. Well, unless the IRS is breathing down on the client, maybe, and you really gotta get whatever. All right, there you have it. Nosferatu. After a meal. Yeah. So hopefully that movie's good. Salem's Lot. It's not bad. If you got Max, yeah, check it out. And they do apparently, because as it was ending, I saw where it was saying, "Hey, we suggest Salem's Lot." So it looks like they have, I guess, the whole miniseries on there as well. I don't know if they ever edited that into a movie. If they did, yeah, I don't recommend it that way, because the strength to it is more of the details are explored because they had the time to do it. So, but for what it is and for what they were trying to do, it's an okay vampire movie. So there we go. Nosferatu, Barlow, whatever. And I'll call it done. All right. Won't be doing one tomorrow night. I'll be at work. So there's that. But with the vacate, of course, if I'm going to Chattanooga, I probably won't get a lot done either. But I don't know. We'll see how that works out. But anyway, that's it for tonight. So thanks for tuning in, and hopefully I'll get a chance to do it again soon. Yeah.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me, because this is the end. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the